Yay! It actually worked, like, for once. Oh, look at all those Fs in chat, dude. See, now you got some Fs.
I wasn't complaining because of the lack of Fs. Or I wasn't complaining at all.
Sounds like you were sad because of the lack of Fs, okay?
No. Ah.
What
Okay, you
was...
ready?
What... No, let's get to the bottom of this. What was wrong? If it wasn't the Fs.
Because someone brought up that
Oh.
it happened.
Yeah, okay, I
Now you're
get
just
that.
doing it again.
And I
Dear
realized, like,
God.
I kind of did the sheepish, like, oh shit, like, as I realized, like,
Oh my God.
my bad. I'm sorry, Zombie Grove. I'm sorry.
Ah.
Alright guys, so do me a favor, hit that retweet button and share about the grand finals. It's the last series today. One last best of 5. We're sitting on 3,500 viewers, but every time I bring this up, we always lose viewers, so probably like 3,000 by the time you hear this. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed the Corsair Cup so far. Quick reminder as we get into the game, Corsair is doing some Cyber Monday deals, so get the stuff for cheap while you can. I can highly recommend the headsets above all else. The keyboard, the mice, that's all going to be personal preference, but trust me guys, the Void headsets are worth it. Every dollar to be precise. So make sure to check out the links through our page down below so the Corsair knows you came from us. And if you buy stuff on the cheap, make sure you tweet at us. Let us know. That being said, before we get into the game, quick reminder, MaNa, I believe, is still streaming his matches on his channel. You should absolutely check him out. However, he's not using a stream delay, so do not bring spoilers back to BaseTradeTV. Spawning here, though, to kick off this best of 5 here in the grand finals, we've got the blue Protoss Liquid MaNa.
In the bottom right, as the red Terran, he is KeeN.
Alright, a couple things to be said about the matchup, but real quick reminder that everything that Corsair does, I know everyone likes to like give me shit for selling out and all that, but the thing is, unlike all these other channels that have quote-unquote integrity and don't sell out, we still keep bringing sponsors in. We still keep getting money. We want to make Corsair as happy as we can, guys. So please, I really want to emphasize clicking on those links. Even if you're not going to buy anything today, do us a favor and just give it a click. It helps us out. It really does.
Yep. So I entirely missed the last TVT, but this is a TVP, so no problem.
Well, apparently, if you were casting that TVT, you wouldn't have known what was going on anyways, considering you were wrong literally 100% of everything.
You're right. If I was casting the game, I would continue to not know anything about the game, like when I wasn't watching the game.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Please.
We've finally exposed Zombie Girl for the sham that she is.
You're gonna say that if I was casting the game, I'd be on a date right now, eating some pork belly, alright?
Eating some Bulma, yeah.
Some
Oh, well, I can't phrase it like that.
Do you know any blue hair?
She would probably be so demanding too. It'd be so annoying. She'd be like,
oh
Left,
no, she's not a
stop.
good relationship. Nope. Yamcha was...
Yamcha was right to get GTFO. You know what I'm saying? First, Yamcha was all like, girl, are you DTFO? But then he got to meet her and know her, and he was like, I'm gonna GTFO.
No, she broke up with him. Or no, they broke up with each other.
To be honest, every side character in Dragon Ball, I don't know or care about. There's like that one, who was the little white guy, right? And the guy with 3 eyes?
The strongest human
No, not
ever?
Krillin. I know Krillin is, like Tien Shin or whatever the hell his name was.
Oh, like literal, he's like seriously white.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's like a little white guy. He's like the opposite of Mr.
He had to
Popo.
sacrifice himself, and he was like, JK didn't do anything. Yeah, that guy.
Dude, they all tried. They're all like, let's self-destruct. And like, in no situation did it ever work. You think after like the 3rd guy did it, the 4th guy would be like, you know what? Maybe this isn't gonna work. Maybe I shouldn't self-destruct.
It's true, actually. Yes. Well, anyway.
That's my knowledge of Dragon Ball right there, by the way.
There's so much Dragon Ball talk today. Jeez. Where is this at BlizzCon?
Okay, let me ask you a real question here. And this is gonna be about your cat, so brace yourself. It's not mean. If you had all the Dragon Balls right now, would you wish for your cat back or for world peace?
I would wish for the rest of my cats to stay healthy forever.
But then you also aren't wishing that they don't stop aging, so they would just become old and decrepit but incredibly healthy.
So they're not decrepit, they're just really old.
Okay, that's true, yeah. Caught up in my own game. Well played, Zombie Grove.
Thank you.
I guess, yeah, there's this degree of like, as long as Apollo's okay, that's all that matters.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to move on from that and point out that Resonating Glaives is coming up as a segue to talk about literally anything else. Bit of a supply block from MaNa. Not too bad, though, as the Warp Prism delayed only slightly.
Yeah. KeeN over with 3 racks 3 racks, just 3 barracks. He's gonna have a lot of bio to work with, even though his medevacks are a little bit later, which I think is gonna work out pretty well against any harassment. He's gonna have a lot of units to spread around. But MaNa going for what is now becoming, I guess, the standard, maybe 2-base Colossus.
If it's what it takes. I mean, again, so much of this is weird now. I'm still not sure whether Colossus are good versus bad. In the past, like, the argument was made that at least if the Colossus failed, then the Vikings would be useless and you've baited out the wrong supply, but that's not the case anymore. Vikings are phenomenal.
Yeah, they are. Well, Colossus might be on the way here. Of course, KeeN has to scout this, because I think, like, as common as it is for, I guess, seemingly the last 2 weeks, I wouldn't say it's like, okay, what else is new type deal. Like, it wasn't Heart of the Storm, so I guess a drop will be able to scout it eventually. But the Adepts are doing all more damage than I thought they would.
I think he was really hoping that the Marines he had initially would be more than enough. This is going to be MaNa losing all the Adepts, but he got in here, and that really scared KeeN. I mean, really scared him. He also traded out pretty well. He traded out for a lot of Marines. He got some SCVs with it too. In fact, 15 Marines died.
That is pretty nice.
Adepts.
Yeah, he saved 2 Adepts too. I mean, that was because he didn't split correctly enough, but he did have the units to defend against that. Just not in the right position. Who does this? KeeN. Who?
KeeN.
Who does this?
What a dick move. I mean, this is something you do at the natural, right? This is something you do like 6 minutes into the third, but you know what? It's kind of not a bad move. I like it. Yeah. Meanwhile, other side of the map, he's slowly down to the micro capabilities here of MaNa and his Warp Prism, by the way. It's got very little health left, and maybe Stims to finish it off. He's looking for that kill spot. He's going to get the Warp Prism. This should help clean up. However, he's still not maybe got enough to do it too easily.
Well, MaNa's completely done away with the fear of a counterattack, which usually is involved with doing too much adept damage. She didn't kill the Marines, and then they counterattack, but he is totally fine. I mean, a single Colossus can deal with KeeN's army right now. It's just not a good feeling. KeeN's starting to get Marauders now, but it's just there's no immediate counterattack. He actually can't deal with the 3rd base before it's probably going to have all some cities set up.
What I really like about this is the army count of KeeN, normally at this point, I think would be a good like 20 above MaNa, right? Because he's gone for the Colossus. Now that he's got so little army supply, these Colossus are not going to have a lot that's going to stim into them. They're not going to have a lot that can just like kamikaze and go for a kill, Dragon Ball style. Like, this is actually great for MaNa because there's nothing left for KeeN to kill him with.
Yeah. Well, it's really, I guess it's not a game that's decided yet, but it's not quite how I expect things to go. The Adepts doing way too much damage anticipated, but also just MaNa being in a good position. They're kind of the ones that got the nerf stick, even though their carrier's good now. Whereas the Terrans have these still have these options of going for tanks, Liberators, and Vikings even more so, which I would really expect the mid game to be very, very different. But that is an immediate pickup. Oof, can't deal with Colossus. He's gonna decide now. He's gonna go more Liberators or Vikings. He starts second starport like immediately.
Yeah, I think Liberators are actually the better choice in this scenario. If you can get like 4 or 5 of them. However, 2 plus nothing isn't gonna do much, I don't think. Of course, for MaNa, he doesn't have a lot of anti-air here initially, but it's not difficult to get those soccer saves.
I like that the MaNa push forward here. It's a pretty short map, especially when they take the 3rd bases like this. And he did realize, I think, that he had just Colossus tech basically straight up against KeeN. KeeN is trying to get something to deal with the Colossus right now, and he still technically can. A good concave with enough Marauders, 2 Colossus do not deal with that quickly enough. But the army is growing, more fodder for the Colossus, and Immortal is in there as well. I don't know if he can quite push the 3rd base, but I think he might be able to get it lifted. Okay, he's not going to try. He's going to go for the kill move. This is bringing back some memories right here. Oh, flashbacks.
Newkirk Precinct. What a place. Mistletoe gets some pretty nice shots on the Colossus, but the Liberators are focused on very quickly by the Stalkers. Colossus and the Force Fields combined are just too much. Although they're wasting a lot of... excuse me. Wasting a lot of shots on the gas refinery. Still, though, didn't matter. The pickup micro out of that Warp Prism was sick. Nothing really was able to take him down. And MaNa is just storming through this.
Yeah. Now, once his Adepts go down, his Force Fields are out, the Marauders do become that problem I was talking about, but it looks like he just still has enough at the end of the battle to push through.
I love the pickup micro on the Colossus. That one, seriously, is so close to dead. MaNa keeping it alive with, I'm pretty sure it's 1 health. No, it was 2 health, but still. GG's. MaNa takes game number 1. All right, well, I'm going to do a quick commercial break because I have something in my throat. So I'll see you guys in 2 minutes when we get to game number 2. And to answer the question you had asked me that no one else heard, yes, I am dying a little bit. Although the map was wrong, so we have to remake a lobby anyways, so never mind.
It did the thing again.
Are you sure it's just that you're maybe not reading the Korean correctly?
It's not Korean. I downloaded the English pack so I could play Nova. Thank you.
I don't know then.
Yeah, get wrecked. Or anyway, not doing the thing. I swear to God. Okay, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I just look like a fool. It's fine.
Yes.
Now KeeN's gonna tell all of his Korean friends that I'm a fool.
Alive's gonna be so embarrassed to ever think that he had a crush on you. He's gonna be like, this girl can't even make lobbies. Oh, what have I been trying so hard for?
Damn it. I'm so hopeful. Someone is gonna eat Korean food with me.
Because, yeah, I'm sure you're going to have so much trouble finding a Korean person in Korea who would eat Korean food with you. That sounds like the #1 struggle.
You know what? Whatever, man. I'm not naturally comfortable asking people to go places with me, okay? Shut up.
I don't think anyone's naturally comfortable.
Yeah, there are people that will, like, text people out of the blue and, like... Some people even like call people, and that's like super weird. Some people are just like, "Hey, you want to go get dinner?" And I'm like, "It's like a lot of bravery. I really appreciate it." I can't do it, man.
What about like with you and me?
Well, we're usually literally like in like the same hotel for the same event. I'm talking about like just when you're at home. Like I don't even do it with my best friends. It takes me like a lot of courage to be like, "Hey, you guys free me some them this week?" Like it's totally chill. It's okay if you don't wanna.
I'm actually having the worst case of that where since I got back from crib and asking everyone like go hang out or get dinner or go see a movie, and I've been turned down like 7 times.
See, that's why, all right? Like you get turned down because they hate you and you don't know what you're gonna do in life.
Right. So well, exactly all of those thoughts have gone through my mind. I still haven't stopped trying.
I just never begin, man.
Okay, well, these are 2 very different schools of thought. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in game number 2 of the grand finals for this week's Corsair Cup. Spawning in the bottom left side, we got the blue Terran player. It's KeeN.
In the top right, there's the red Protoss. He's Liquid MaNa.
This is actually starting to shed some light on the Tinder incident at the Hard Rock Cafe.
Who? Oh, that.
Where
No.
you had like sprinted back from the bathroom, like hands not even dry, to snatch the phone out of my hand and like immediately correct whatever I had said, whatever damage I could have possibly done.
100% not about the message you sent. That was about the fact that I knew you would be an asshole and chatting something on Twitter.
By the way, I did like.
And was I right? I was right.
You were not right because I was not. I did do something on Twitter, but I wasn't an asshole about it. By the way, I still think, because I thought of that in the moment, that was like the greatest thing to send somebody in Tinder. For those who don't know, Zombie Up recently got Tinder, so hence point of discussion here. And she got matched with some guy named Taylor within like literally 5 seconds of her making her account, right?
What's up?
Yo, what's up? So I messaged him and I'm like, hey, English isn't my native language. Oh, no, I said English is my second language, but isn't Taylor a girl's name?
Here's where it gets better, though. Okay, I message him, and I'm like, English is my first language. Sorry, I misplaced my trust in the wrong person. And he took that to mean that someone like matched me with him, and I didn't want to be matched with him. So he was like, "Wow, girls are mean."
Even better. Even
Yeah,
better.
I ended that conversation. I just decided not to go along with the awkwardness. I'm gonna.
Well, the best. I don't know how many more Tinder adventures you've had, but the other good one was when you were talking to the guy who watched apparently the Alima League at G Star in Korea. Had no idea there was an English cast or English casters for it.
The one Korean that watches StarCraft. Am I right, guys? All right then.
Okay, well, awesome anecdotal stories aside, we actually have the game starting to shape up. MaNa has gone for the Stargate opener, which has led into the Oracle. Now, we've actually been trending to see, like, okay, it's not proxied. Okay, sure, but is it still going to be 3 Oracles? Is the biggest question on my mind. What do you think? Or more than one,
if he
basically.
makes a okay, yeah, then more than one, yeah.
If he makes a second, yeah, more than one. Well done.
If he makes a second one, I think there'll be a third one.
See, that would have been fine to say, but you just...
It was 2 different thoughts spliced together.
I know.
Became a
That's like when you accidentally say a new word because you're thinking of 2 separate words. But anyways, it's going to be a Phoenix follow-up, but I think it's really interesting. MaNa's also going for a bit of an attack. I don't think this is too much dedication, but a couple of Adepts are going to see a lot of Marines and maybe bail. No, he's going to go through with it. Bring the Oracle in.
Okay.
The Oracle gets focused down first. Smart move out of KeeN. That's the most dangerous thing by far. The Oracles get surrounded, or the Adepts get surrounded, and this attack was a failure.
If there's like 4 less Marines, I think absolutely go for it. But that was questionable. Well, MaNa might not be feeling the effect of that too badly. He did take a third base behind it very quickly, just kind of assuming that an Oracle will do enough in terms of scouting and pitting the Terran back, which it's died. It can't do that anymore, but honestly, the Terran's not ready to go and geared up. Like, well, the Oracle died, time to counterattack. Because if that was the case, then Oracle openers in the third bases very quick would not be that safe. No, in fact, KeeN is even getting his own third base pretty quickly, so I think MaNa will be fine. And at the very least, he has Phoenixes to try and do something.
Yeah, lift up the SUV, stall out that third CC. It's pretty far away, too. If you bring the Marines over, yeah, you got to bring them in chunks. You can't bring them all over, otherwise you leave too much of a vulnerability in the main. So the Phoenixes are certainly going to be a little bit annoying. MaNa's still continuing to build them, by the way, so this wasn't like an investment in 3 and stop. I do wonder how deep he plans to go for this. MaNa is one of these players, too, who's a little bit, I think, less like Snoot in this attitude, but certainly has shown it before, where he's willing to use tournament settings to try out things and not like experiment with crazy new builds, but see if, for example, do Phoenixes still work that well or not. I mean, I like seeing it.
Yeah, he is. I think that Phoenix is... It feels like it's like a weekly thing. Sometimes we see more Blink Stalker openers. Sometimes we see more Phoenix openers. I would say that Twilight Council openers are much more popular just in general. And then again, going into the faster robotics beta that we've been seeing lately too from the European Protosses and some Koreans. But the Phoenix are going to be paired up with Adepts. You don't need Blink Stalkers. That's kind of redundant.
Well, actually, I think it was MaNa earlier today, right, with the Immortals that made that big... crucial difference in things? Or am I thinking of someone else?
I don't know.
Okay, thanks.
Did we cast another Protoss today?
I think it was MaNa at least. It could be misquoting here because my brain's already mush from the Tinder talk. But the basics of it were we got to see Colossus and that was expected. Disruptors, maybe, who cares? But the Immortals proved to be very, very important to stopping the Bio and the Tank Army from getting out of hand. While you might not have all of that robo production here and now, the Phoenixes can still fill that same role where you're lifting the tanks, you're shooting the Liberators, you're killing the medevacs. Like the Phoenixes have a very different role, but ultimately serve the same purpose.
Yeah, you're doing the things. Yeah, that's why you don't have to go for Blink first. Of course, Blink eventually is going to, I think have to be included. I mean, even if you go mass Phoenix, I still think the safer way to go is to have the, at the very least, the option of going for Blink Stalkers too. That's going to be Immortals pumped out first. Maybe go up to 4. Yeah, and then the Colossus. Seems to be the way things are going. I actually really like this game for MaNa, but KeeN has yet to really do anything. He has also been macroing up, so I can't just say that MaNa's looking the best. But I think if it continues on this way, he's going to have Phoenix, Adept, Colossus with a good number of Immortals, and he's going to catch up on upgrades. So I think KeeN is more on the timer here.
Yeah, there's some discussion in chat about this, by the way, but just to confirm, IEM qualifiers are going to be the third and final set of qualifiers. We'll be backcasting it tonight at 1 a.m. Pacific, but it's on the Team Liquid calendar. It's probably your best bet to get that accurate countdown of when exactly to tune in.
Hell yeah.
Of course, the best thing you can do is just follow us on Twitter, though. We'll be tweeting about when we're starting it up and all that good stuff.
That's true, an even better way of doing things. Well, there are the Colossus started up now, and this is, I think, KeeN's... I think it's a better time to try and attack into than when Colossus are out and he still has no Vikings, but I don't think he can actually do something. The Wood Mines, I think, some pretty good shots in the Adepts, and the Force Fields would not come down to have a good fight. So pulling back, it's time to, plan B kind of deal where you just acknowledge that you both have not done much damage to each other in the last 9 minutes, and then start going to that late game. So a 4th base, Liberator range, 2nd starport, of course, maybe even a 3rd if you get that 4th base. Because it is Whirlwind cross spawn. I think that longer games could certainly just be the default in a game like this, when it's already been kind of passive.
Well, it's awkward how passive it is, actually, considering what there is in play, but the longer this goes, the more I feel it favors MaNa at every second that ticks by. Attack down here is going to be fantastic. The pylon gets shut down. The cannons do nothing. Base is going to get sniped. This is huge for KeeN. I mean, MaNa was starting another base up here, so it's a simple matter of transferring probes over, but the concern I had going forward wasn't whether KeeN was going to beat him in the economy game or be able to keep up or not. It's the fact that MaNa just has this really slow building army that is coming to fruition. Whereas if MaNa was getting an Immortal picked off here and a Colossus picked off there, then this would be a lot worse for him. Instead, he's still, despite the base going down, very, very comfortably getting to that Colossus Phoenix Immortal count.
Yeah, I don't think he actually cares that much about it. Yeah, if it was 2 bases and he desperately needed that, then that's a different story. This is so reminiscent of Heart of the Swarm or Wings of Liberty, whichever one. Just the slow buildup of what is going to look... Yes, and the slow buildup of what is going to look like the perfect Protoss army, except, of course, in Legacy of the Void, you have Liberators, which are being countered maybe by the Tempests. I think Tempests are still the way to go to deal with that for sure.
Yeah, we actually we saw recently the ground range on them is the one we got nerfed. The air range is still just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and if you have to deal with Tempests, then I think that is just going to be... Well, it's going to be a very tough game. It's not game over. It's not like Death Ball automatically wins or anything like that, but it is going to be very tough for KeeN. MaNa actually might be the one... No, never mind. He got maxed out first. He's getting good upgrades. Maybe he goes out in the middle of the map knowing that he's maxed out, but it would be the safer way to play just to wait for KeeN to move in instead.
So, upon scheduling talks... Oh, Mothership straight up coming up nice. People were mentioning the BaseTradeTV calendar is dead. So, I'm going to be honest, guys. I am completely inept and, frankly, just stupid and don't know how to use our website correctly. Zombie was updating, but she's been in Korea, and thus I assume not updating. So, yeah, the website stuff is like one of those, put an asterisk in it. It'll come back, just not right now.
I actually did remember, and then they didn't auto-log me in, and guess who doesn't know the username or password she used for it? Or the email, apparently. That's a mystery.
That's a whole nother can of worms. There's what that is. Phoenixes are going to wrap in, but unfortunately they can't quite dive for the Liberators, so they're going to wrap on the side, pick up all the Marines. Nice use of the energy, too. Marauder's slowly going to dive through this.
I'm starting to like where KeeN is going a little bit better. I still don't know about going mass Liberators. He hasn't even added any Ghosts, but in the Ghost Academy. But I do
Oh,
like
you
that
know
he's
what?
starting to out-expand, and he should be able to deny further bases for MaNa for some time.
There's so few Marines here. I don't think MaNa realized that. He may have been able to just pick up several of the Marines. Not worried about the anti-air capabilities, but these Liberators keep inching forward. The Colossus
Well, now
finally
they're
gets some good
Phoenix.
shots.
Go for it, Phoenix.
Yeah,
The
there's-
Marines are the ones that stimmed in.
There's seriously like 5 or 6 left total. In fact, clicking on them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-ish?
Okay, alright.
9, I can count.
Good job. This is... It's a precarious position, I guess, for both of them. You don't want to attack in to each other, basically. You know, KeeN going up a ramp in a Colossus, and MaNa going down in the Liberators. But
Oh.
the Tempests are almost on the way.
This is hilarious. Look at this. He can't see anything to shoot because the mothership's cloaking everything. But the
But the
mothership's like
mothership-
being too
not-
stupid to go kill it.
Yeah, I was gonna say not just kill it.
Yeah, I can attack air and ground.
Okay, nothing changed there.
Guess-
Well, the Tempests are out, and this is forcing KeeN to make a move. But unfortunately, his best move is
Oh,
probably
MaNa.
to once again snipe
Go
the
for the
Nexus, and I
stun.
don't think it's going to be enough.
stun the
He
units.
should absolutely go for the stun on a ramp. He's being pressured. Do it. It's like Time Warp. It's
ground
one case
units-
to be useful.
I mean, it's ground units only, but it will allow him to really move up a lot more comfortably. Still takes out the Liberators, loses this base once again. Scans over here to finally kill the probes. The funny thing about this is I don't think MaNa actually knew there was a Liberator here at all because there's no red light, like no red flashy you're under attack going off. So the second he actually scans to kill something, the mothership finally kills the freaking Liberator.
Yeah. Well, the base went down, but MaNa had 3,000 minerals in the bank, so he didn't lose much or any army needed to defend that, and just replaces it. And should probably double expand if he's going to push out.
Ooh, this Oracle is actually really important. It does not die, because at this stage of the game, Revelation... Oh, that sucks, it went down. Revelation plays a huge part in these Tempests. Now, not so much for the ground units. Again, keep in mind, Tempest lost a lot of their ground range. But for the air range, again, it's everything.
MaNa's going to push in the middle of the map here, and he does have a very good army, but this is where maybe a concave will be better for KeeN in the engagement. Yeah, in fact, MaNa's not even, like, I would figure he would attack, keep KeeN back, and then double expand. He has 3,000 minerals. He has a very healthy fourth base, and I guess his third base still has, like, minerals because it's died twice now. But it is a little scary that the positions are going to be flipped, you know? MaNa successfully got to what you could call a death ball for the Protoss army, but he might start getting choked out economically if KeeN keeps playing like he is. That's probably the most worrying part about this game, although the actual army engagement could still be up in the air.
Well, this base at this point is almost like a false start. Like, don't even bother.
Yeah, right. He is getting a fifth elsewhere. The other base going down is a pretty big deal. That one is the important one, mining. Cloak it, yeah.
Yeah. Mothership hype. He's gonna scam, but still, the army's dead. I'm curious about the choice of the mothership too. Like, this couldn't have been just purely a defensive thing, but so far that's all it's been used as. No attempt to help cloak units on the front line or push through Liberators.
Uh-oh. MaNa's gonna try and catch KeeN a little out of position. Liberator's not on the front line, or rather sieged up, protecting that front line. But now that KeeN is already retreating, this just means that MaNa can continue pushing, right?
Yeah.
Like, KeeN is not choosing to stand his ground, which would be actually kind of scary. Again, the concave, Liberators, Vikings sniping into these Colossus, EMPs on a very clumped up Protoss army. MaNa always risks going outside here.
Well, so there's been a lot of Vikings made, and there's still a lot more being made. And again, the reminder that they're very good against Stalkers and Colossus and really anything on the ground if they so choose to be. Although you should probably be shooting Colossus from the sky. But the point of this is Vikings are actually not bad units to have a lot of in this instance. The Immortals will still wreck them, though.
Well, MaNa did not lose that fourth and has successfully replaced the would-be third with a healthier base, so it's probably better. And the game does continue at a pretty even pace.
So I'm wondering, I don't know, I've never used the new Tempest ability myself. I know it takes like a few seconds to charge up, like 4 seconds or something. There you go. But can you still move with the unit, or does it become stationary while it's charging? Like a Yamato cannon, you kind of slide into position, but you can't really control while it's doing it, right?
That I do not know.
I would love to see some of that ground stun come into effect, but Liberators need to be dealt with before we can shoot down the Vikings. No storms, we know AoE, and those Vikings are going to kill all the Colossus eventually. So MaNa at this point just trying to use his army before he loses it. I think the Immortals and the Stalkers should be okay here.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Well, not just the Immortals on their own though.
Yeah, the Immortals need to be a little bit protected. They did lose their barrier in that, but they would definitely chunk through what was a mass Marauder army. As I was gonna say, like the Vikings, they would take out all the Colossus, but the rest of the army would go down. It would at best be an even trade, which is exactly what happened. These guys are still pretty even here. MaNa may be low on probes, still with the bank, missing gas. I guess is a big problem, but KeeN losing a lot of his important units, like those Liberators and all of his Vikings, and his Ghosts. He lost his Ghosts.
MaNa's not going to cancel that Nexus. He's going to finish with like 100 health.
Sure. Why? I don't. That's kind of questionable. Recall the mothership there.
Well, the
Protected.
Mothership's playing a pretty important role with the cloak defense, but also I keep forgetting it can still overcharge. You can still do time warps and things.
It can still be exactly like the regular mothership core. Amazing.
For time, it couldn't be though. Remember, I think you lost the ability to overcharge when you made the mothership for a small period of time.
I kind of remember that, and I also didn't understand it. Because the mothership would be too overpowered, you know?
I'm really
with
sad
all
because
stuff.
if you guys were to look up beta versions of the mothership, it was seriously like one of the baddest mother truckers you've ever seen. The Planet Cracker
cool.
ability, yeah, Black Hole was actually
Everyone
there
made
for a
fun of
while.
Black Hole, but I actually thought Black Hole was really fun. It just was, unfortunately, the only answer to a single strategy, which made it not fun.
AoE stun! AoE stun!
We're gonna do it.
No.
It's not gonna happen. Does he not realize it has a thing?
I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Or is
he
it just
knows.
really bad? Like, I don't...
It could just be really bad. We've not seen it used by anybody yet. Liberators are going to get taken out. The one Colossus in the middle of the map goes down, but now the Vikings are going to fall to the Stalkers. Uh-oh, this is problems for KeeN.
Yeah.
He's losing so much of his army. Charge lot's able to be fantastic in this instance.
This is playing out so much like regular TVP late game, despite with all the new units that are available. It's kind of scary. Like, the Vikings might have their upgrade, their buff, but they're still that kind of useless post-Colossus unit that the Protoss recognizes and takes advantage of, but just going more air than Colossus, or ground than Colossus.
So this just jogs my memory. We had, because Secondaris the Kills asked about Blink DTs. Showtime went for them earlier. He made the upgrade and everything, but never actually blinked any of his DTs.
Yeah, it was not used.
But then I'm wondering, was Showtime the guy who did the Immortals earlier, or was that MaNa? I don't know. Either way, MaNa's had great use of Immortals this game. This planetary going down is pretty expensive for KeeN. He doesn't exactly have a lot of extra money right now.
Yeah, despite KeeN's original outlook on the map, with the bases expanding a little bit faster than MaNa has secured important bases at good times, and it just getting a little questionable now for KeeN. He needs to take a better army fight than he has. Or base trade it? Question mark. They're gonna base trade, seriously? 21 minutes they base trade it. Alright, fine.
I mean, it's funny because this is really the only option I feel for KeeN, whereas MaNa could come home and defend us like he is.
Yeah, you're useful. Feel good.
I mean, that did take a lot to kill the mothership. Maybe that was the time needed to get back home. The problem is, I look at this army, and a lot of these zealots are in the red, almost dead. As soon as those shields disappear, MaNa's going to lose a good chunk of his army.
Yeah. Yeah, Disruptor does not get a very good hit at all. There's another one, I think. A third one, even.
Yeah,
and then Walking Liberators.
But, so for me, like, even so with the Disruptors getting so hits, MaNa's got so much money, but concern is that...
Well, it was really nice. Those Disruptors kind of baited him away from the Liberators, so they were taken out. Do you think now gives MaNa, like, yeah, the good reason to chase, basically.
Yeah, Micro and the Natural, too, chases down those Liberators. And as he chases down the side of the map, I've got that low health base we were joking about earlier. Had he actually used it on something, he could have been mining off this base.
Yeah, imagine if the Mothership core was there. Mothership would have killed the Liberator, would have been mining. Just saying. Well, they might just be in their last armies for a while here. KeeN, no minerals, really, but MaNa, no gas.
What I'm surprised about from MaNa's side of this is we never saw him go for storms. And I thought with all the Vikings especially, that would have been like a higher priority thing.
Yeah, that's a decent point. I do know that every single time I've looked, his gas has been pretty low, so that might have been the defining issue. These are really good snipes by KeeN. I mean, I thought he was gonna be doing this earlier, keeping him from expanding, but he's sniping the bases at the most important time, which is when they're both low economically.
Well, Void Ray is going to clean up the Liberator and open up the space for mining. Some Zealots get over here and kill some SCVs while this goes on. This map, though, is providing a way better game than I thought it would, if we're going to be honest.
This is a way longer game than I thought it would be.
Yeah. Either way,
geez.
the thing is that I like is that it could still go either way, right? Like, this is actually still pretty close.
At a position is what I'm worried about, and actually the Liberators, I guess they're going to help up with the Zealots, but they are dying to the Stalkers, and the Zealots kind of get a wrap on the Marauders, so does Ripper hit? Decent. 3 Marauders.
MaNa loses way too much of his army for that, though.
Yeah, I think so. Like, he lost all of his charge lots. Nothing protect the Immortals anymore. They do have their barrier, though, and they do chunk through the Marauders.
They certainly do, and I guess KeeN supply is a little bit deceptive because some of that's still in those medevacs. A lot of it's in the production of what's on the way.
1 Liberator is actually too much for MaNa to handle right here. In fact, you should bring that Void Ray over. Bring it. Okay, you forgot about it.
Probably not thinking about it, to be honest. Yeah, there's been a lot of complacency, we'll say, this game. But
this actually is going in favor of MaNa. The units aren't working out like KeeN wanted.
Oh, if the Disruptor gets a hit on the reinforcements, it's on cooldown, though, so it's not going to quite get it. A lot of SCVs dying, but there's not enough here to end the game. EMPs do hit those Immortals. He's going to focus down on what he can with what he has, but
oh my god,
these Immortals are proving to be very strong, even without their shields and even without their barriers. Disruptor's going to almost get the hit. Oh my god, very barely. Void Ray finally comes into the fight. Blinking on top of the Ghost. This is coming down to like a 2-unit army out of both sides, but the Void Ray from MaNa looks to be a little too good.
I don't know, the Marines are coming in, man. Oh, but 7 Zealots. I think the Zealots can do it.
Yeah, the Zealots should be able to lock this down. Even with medevacs healing them, but they're going to be out of energy. They won't be healing for that long. Reinforcements coming in now out of KeeN as well, though, so the Zealots maybe might not do it.
Oh my god. MaNa is fully mining. KeeN is not. Actually, where is he mining from with 20? Oh, there he is. Okay, never mind. He does have some mining then. They're just looking at 2 other bases that have nothing going on for him right now, but oh my god, it's gonna be micro versus just kind of a move right now. As charge lots are probably still the best answer for MaNa.
MaNa doesn't have a Dark Shrine this late in the game. I really thought I saw him building one earlier.
Yeah, did he cancel it?
Canceled or sniped or I don't know what, but DTs would have been fantastic considering the low army stakes right now.
Yeah.
He can't he can't break this. This is suicidal.
No,
even
why
with
would
these
you
charge
try?
lots. Well, actually, if KeeN's not going to repair, gets a full surround on it. There we go. Now it's not going to be worth it.
I think he's going to distract so you get the SCVs or something like that.
Well,
I mean, these all
still
fully upgraded Zealots. I still don't think it's worth.
Well, so
he loses base for it.
Base for a base. Who hurts more? MaNa's got all his probes here, but KeeN just lost a lot of SCVs too.
MaNa definitely is the worst for wear because Terran can lift their buildings.
That's true. There's another base mining up here to the top side. MaNa's got enough money to build one
saving
Nexus.
MaNa's life right now.
It really would. 1 DT would completely shut down all this mining, but oh, he's got to pick somewhere to build a base. And I guess, funny enough, this one got denied a lot, so he could try rebuilding it here. He's building Immortals instead. He's just going to opt a long-distance mine. I think MaNa realizes his opponent's also in a low army count, but not that low. And I think for a very small time, MaNa had almost won this game, but now I fear it's too far gone.
I think it is. He doesn't have enough units to deal with the potential micro from KeeN, basically. And now KeeN is getting... I don't even think you need Ghosts. I think you just get Widow Mines and you win. But Ghosts would also be...
Yeah, consider, like, MaNa, with all this no money, also has no observers. Anything he loses... Like, he actually literally has 0, but, like, even if he had one, rebuilding is too costly. He doesn't have the gas for it.
Oh, and he's taking a base that is technically more secure, but has vastly less minerals. Oh.
Yeah, there's like maybe 1,000,
2,000?
Close to 2,800-ish.
That's 20 more Zealots to die of 4 Widow Mines. Yes.
Feels bad, man. Actually, I am curious though on the choice. Like, Zealots are a great choice for damage and all that, but I'm surprised we didn't have Adepts come in at some point. It's been Zealots for so long after all.
Always wonder what it is with the Protosses decide when to stop making Adepts and when to start making charge lots. I don't know.
I, for one thing, it probably just has something a little bit to do with like tunnel vision. You know, you're just warping in whatever you can as much as you can type thing. But I think it's there we go. Final fight, GG.
God.
KeeN finally, 30 minutes later, takes game 2 and ties it up 1-1. Okay, that certainly is going to be a commercial break, is what that's going to be. And it'll take us some time to get in the lobby. We got 3,800 people tuning in. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these finals. It's the last thing we're casting today. We'll see you soon. All right, we're back, and for the most part, we have a lobby up. I say the most part because we have MaNa, myself, and Zombie Grub, but we're trying to get KeeN into the lobby, but that's proving to causing some issues. Real quick note, though, if any of you guys have been enjoying the games, you've been liking what you've been seeing, a quick reminder that we do send out replay packs to our subscribers only, so if you want some of these MaNa games to study, if you want some of these KeeN games to study, that sort of thing, keep an eye on your inbox later today. You'll probably see them by the end of the night at the latest.
Cool like that.
KeeN's already been invited to a game every time I try. So hopefully he can get in soon.
Okay. It worked. We prayed and it worked.
Alright, well, hopefully no hiccups. We're going to Echo for map 3. Yeah, and things are tied up now 1-1. Shout out to Meal Mage! 32 years of saving esports is woot last game, so I can go get food. Well, it's not the last game. This is a best of 5, not a best of 3. But unless you meant last game, you went and got food because it was 30 minutes long.
It would have been nice to get food, but games are cool too.
Yeah, that bagel I had wasn't so fulfilling. It's only something I've had since yesterday.
You should buy more of those.
Yeah, just because you want to hear me say the word a bunch?
Yeah, I feel like you don't actually buy them that often and don't get to hear them enough.
I hate you. Alright, well, in the bottom right side of the map, with the score tied up 1-1 here in the grand finals of the Corsair Cup, this best of 5 finish, we got the Red Protoss Team Liquid's MaNa.
In the top left, as the Blue Terran, he is KeeN.
And that quick reminder that Corsair does have that Cyber Monday deal going. Obviously, if you're watching the VOD of this, it's not going to be on anymore. But if you're watching live in Twitch, you want to check out some Corsair gear, you want to get it for cheap, do it while you can. Seriously, like some of their products are up to 60% off, and I picked up a wireless Void headset for like $50. It's like almost half off from Amazon. So whether it's through Amazon, whether it's through their official site, either way, if you buy Corsair gear, guys, do us a favor and tweet us some pictures when you get it. We haven't actually had any good Twitter pictures lately. It's kind of sad and lonely, guys.
Yeah, guys. That's disappointing that BaseTradeTV Twitter, it has feelings.
Yeah, feelings and fake followers. A deadly combination.
Heyo. Heyo. All those bots coming back. It's that season.
The Christmas season is when the bots come back.
It's the season of loneliness. And you feel lonely the most.
Oh.
So the bots come back to me, you feel not lonely. Actually makes sense.
I mean, the sex bots have been back. I've actually been getting a couple tweets the last couple days. So. And it's like, I know they're not real. I know they don't actually want me, but you know, for a brief moment, that microsecond, you're like, thanks.
Exactly. I think it makes a lot of sense, actually. People do feel the most lonely and depressed around the holidays.
Well, thank you to Griffzwows.
I got this. Hold on. Gifrizow.
Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Nice to see you. Good stuff. Reaper coming across the map from KeeN. I guess a reminder in Echo, you can get up over here, you can get up over here, and of course just through the natural. So it's not too bad of a map for Reapers.
Oh, for the Scouting Reaper, yeah. For multiple Reapers, yeah.
If you've got a multiple Reaper build versus Protoss, I don't want to hear it.
Well, like a proxy racks with 2 Reapers would probably still do okay.
It's just, everything is so good versus Reapers. It's so sad.
It's true. But, sure, like, you know, going double proxy against a Terran or against Protoss, and it's just questionable. You're looking at that point. There's going to be a What Am I drop versus a Robo Opener.
By the way, did not get to go over the bets for this. I have about 24,500 on KeeN to win it. 9,300 on MaNa. So this would be some interesting payouts, no matter who wins.
Alrighty then. Alright, so the Reaper is going to be able to scout the Robo, and the Robo being this early, the first thing down tech-wise probably means a Warp Prism, which did a lot of damage in that first game. Really put MaNa in control.
He got another grenade off? That's surprising and impressive.
It's a baller Reaper. Grenade baller. Well, hopefully the Warp Prism doesn't do as much damage as it did on Nuclear Precinct. It should have a higher probability, though, of getting damage, which is why it's so funny that the Warp Prism really put MaNa in a good position in that game, because he literally had enough units to deal with it in both locations had he split a little bit better, you know, knowing where the Warp Prism was going a little bit more. In this game, he's going for a one-base Widow Mine drop, which doesn't give you a lot of units, but it does give you key units, like a Widow Mine that can basically KO a Warp Prism, or a Viking that can at least chase the Warp Prism off.
It's like White gonna be able to save everything, but very minimal damage gets done. Yeah, I saw the sentries for a moment. I'm like, I hope he hallucinates a bunch of probes and like they all soak the Widow Mine hit. That would have been cool.
Warp Prism does kind of come into the drop here, and it is the Marines are in position, not distracted, not overwhelmed by Warp Ends. The Viking gets the KO on the Warp Prism, and this goes much better than a Nuclear Precinct game.
Yeah, there's a big deal in getting this third command center down too. No, there's not gonna be any harass. I saw you smirk a moment ago. Was this in retaliation to the seafood comment in chat? Not retaliation, in response to.
No, it was Fracticactyl being funny.
Oh, because I was gonna mention someone bringing it up. She still does that stupid seafood stuff. She did it to some of our new Korean friends in Korea, in fact.
Like, everyone knows it's technically improper to speak with your mouth full. You know, chew you with your mouth open. Like, that's kind of, I think it's almost universal. But, like, there's varying degrees of, like, who cares? So, when our new Korean friend said, like, why are you doing that, Rifkin? And was making a big deal about it, of course I asked her if she likes seafood. And of course she said yes, because she doesn't understand the joke. And I did it. I did the thing.
I tried warning her, man. I tried warning her and everything.
She's such a good sport. I feel like could have been much worse.
Yes.
These white people, I swear to God, I'm gonna break up with you.
If she had punched you hard enough in the jaw, you would have had to have it wired shut, and you couldn't do it anymore, and that would have been a nice solution to the problem.
She would have punched me in the jaw.
I don't know. She seems like she might be a little bit tsundere, you know, like.
Tsundere or yandere?
I guess a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B.
Oh God. Back into the game, I suppose. Colossus versus what is relatively quick Liberators. We'll see if that's only used for harassment or they're just like gearing up for the late game. I cannot believe I have another 30-minute game on Echo, but Echo's not a small map itself, you know? Like, it's not 4-player spawn, but it's pretty big.
A really big influence of why that happened, the way it did on Whirlwind, is the bases were spread out massively. Now, you do have the bases spread out, sure, but they're also a lot more streamlined on Echo. Whereas Whirlwind's just like, let's push them all as far outwards as possible. So it kind of makes sense when you're responding from one extreme to the other. Like, it's really hard to get from base to base.
There's a lot of reasons why that game went on for so long. But the one thing that's kind of mimicking that is just nothing's happening right now. KeeN is going to be the one to move out and force something to happen as it goes with the defensive Protosses, which are still a lot of them. And MaNa is certainly portraying right here, going for Colossus.
Lordy, why is there a bagel vote in chat?
I'm actually getting kind of fed up with the bagel talk, because I kind of want a bagel.
I feel like I'm not hearing me say it different than the way you're saying it.
Bagel? I was copying you. I say it bagel.
Oh. just being kind of a dick. Okay.
Oh, but it's so good that you thought I was saying.
It's zombie. I don't say this lightly, and I rarely even say it in trolling terms, but I sincerely mean it when I say it to you. Go kill yourself. Thank you. Shout out to Lihiwu for the 12 months. I think I. No. Hey man, you just qualified for a part 2. Send us a message here on the channel so we can get you a form to fill out, and when Zombie goes back from Korea, she'll hook you up.
Oh god, so hungry. So, I'm so glad I ate right before I streamed, which is still like 8 or 9 hours ago, but it could have been worse.
Bragger.
Yeah, that's right. I usually just fall asleep after this. It's a great diet. I'm gonna have to eat. Terrible.
Well, tank shot, not looking too shabby. Drives out the stalkers. Warp Prism and the natural base is pushed away as well, but also cleaned up entirely. Wow, even the Warp Prism itself died.
We need a new account in our chat called If Only Warp Prism had 20 more health. I think it's a really good buff they could give Protoss to make him valid again. So the attack is actually forced by MaNa, which I was not expecting. I just went over how MaNa is the defensive Protoss trying to get to Colossus, but has that one, like, I guess this is just maybe what Protosses can do when they realize that their opponent hasn't quite responded to Colossus yet. They just kind of poke and prod, and is that a Widowmine?
Maybe. I was just pointing out while you were talking to that the Templar Archives came down, and Storm was something that was definitely missing before. And on one hand, it's okay, Ghost can EMP it, so you're kind of like as whatever, but they're still going to be incredibly important to have, even if you only get 1 or 2 off. Now, normally that's against a lot of Vikings. Normally that's against a lot of Marines. KeeN has gone for a lot of Marauders and Liberators, however. So I don't know how good Storms will be here. Honestly, I don't.
It is going to be splash on splash. There's more splash. Get on that splash.
Splash is coming back to StarCraft 2?
Splash is coming back to movie theaters?
Splash
in a
back?
theater near you? I love Splash. No, actually, that Splash is a super weird movie, and it creeps me out every time I think about it. Gah. But anyways, it was seriously like the Splash combined, like Colossus and Storm is 1-2 Colossus is going to be a lot of damage. But it is at the, I guess, consequence of not having a lot of Immortals, which were helping a lot in both of the games so far. Also not quite a response to those Liberators yet. This is going to go to 30 minutes, isn't it? That's great, that's fine.
I don't know. This actually feels like a lot more closer to a one big army engagement that could decide the game. We didn't have a lot of that last time because, again, everyone was spreading out so far and walking around each other through the map. But incidentally enough, it's kind of happening here. KeeN all the way up to the north.
I'll bet 1,000 Partoofs that this goes beyond 20 minutes. It's a pretty safe bet.
Well, I don't know, Scarlet. Are you sure you want to risk that?
1,000 Partoofs. What part of that is Scarlet? Other than she gave me a bunch of her Partoofs.
Actually, yeah, I think like 90% of your Partoof bank is Scarlet, who
no, it's not 90%.
Who begrudgingly bet on Protoss. Okay, hold up. Big snipe over here. It's going to be a bit of the BaseTradeTV territory. Well, the base trade commences, but MaNa's going to be the one to possibly pull back. The EMP hit those Templar, and they hit him really hard, so he's got no Storms, no energy, nothing at home to defend. So many of these Marauders are in the red. He knows he's so close to being able to kill them, but he just can't get there in time. Another base is going to go down.
Yeah, 2 bases is brutal. Maybe even the main Nexus. I don't think killing the main Nexus is worth it. Kill the Forge, kill the Robos. Yep, yeah, there you go.
Forges are really big pickoffs, certainly.
What's up? What's up? Oh, and MaNa did not move his army quite correctly, so it kind of took a detour to the 3rd base. Now going up, dealing with everything.
Well, I hope you liked those Partoofs while you had them.
You know what? It could still... Nope. You know what? MaNa's not going to tap out. MaNa's going to try and counterattack, and then maybe take a good engagement, and then turn into a base trade. I believe.
Okay. Couple of subs coming in, by the way. Thank you very much to Kralhonza for the 18 months. Says keep up the good work. Volcano Smash just reset for 9 months as well. Says, I'm keen on getting me a bagel tomorrow to celebrate KeeN.
Bagel's so bad at Dunkin' Donuts. It's gonna be so good.
I hope they're closed when you get there.
It's a Dunkin' Donuts. Why would it be closed at 8 in the morning?
Maintenance.
I swear to God. There's a Krispy Kreme right around the corner.
Patch notes or patch day for Krispy Kreme.
The lobby won't work. It won't work.
The lobby won't work. You won't be able to join.
Oh God.
Okay, so MaNa's evacuating the base. He's got some money. He can build another Nexus, but I think this game's too far gone. Great maneuvers over here. He might lose the medevacs. Even if he loses the medevacs, though, I still think he's like in a pretty okay spot. Because look here on the left side, the slow encroachment of Liberators, Vikings, Ghosts, and Marauders.
MaNa just needs to attack with his army while he still can, I suppose, before it's like the last building gets sniped type deal. And that's what he's gonna go for. He knows there's a lot of medevacs. Unfortunately, what is left here right now is just everything that deals with his Colossus and...
Oh, he's been revealed.
Feels bad. Oh, damn it. Okay, GG.
GG. 2-1 now in the favor of KeeN.
It's like, oh, someone produce.
Yeah, we'll see if he can bring it back. MaNa could tie this up 2-2. We'll find out what the next map is. He's got any map for the map pool to select from, but we'll see you guys in 2 minutes. Alright guys, we're back. Thanks for watching that break. Shout out to Zombie Group for actually paying her debts for like the first time ever. And we're in the lobby for Overgrowth. Game number 4 could determine everything. If KeeN wins this, then it's all over. MaNa wins, he'll bring it back, tie it up 2-2. Either way, quick reminder, this is the Corsair Cup. Paid for in full by Corsair. Without them, we wouldn't be able to throw this awesome weekly event. So make sure to check out their Cyber Monday deals while you can. Or hell, just the regular website. Either way, getting into game number 4. Spawning down here in the bottom left side of the map. He's currently leading 2-1. It's going to be the blue Terran player KeeN.
In the top right as the red Protoss.
You are so out of it.
Is liquid MaNa. Yeah, that was my bad. I was closing my eyes.
What?
I thought I had it.
I'm gonna just take a quick nap while I introduce the player.
It's not even that, man. I was holding my blink for a long time in a dramatic fashion.
So was Showtime earlier, but then he lost the game without ever using it.
I'm actually not that tired. I'm more hungry.
So, I mean, it's so weird. Everyone in chat making the Scarlet jokes, but like, oh, he's only Scarlet, and we've heard this for years, right? I've never heard, like, I've heard Scarlet a million times. I've heard you a million times. I don't think you two sound anything alike.
Don't. It's
now,
just that.
That being said, give me your best Scarlet impression.
No, it's gonna only go bad.
Exactly. So, give me your best Scarlet impression.
No. I played your game earlier with the guess of TBT.
You did not play that game at all.
Oh, I played it.
You failed miserably. That should be like a casting highlight reel right there for you. I can't do it. I don't have the girl voice, right? But if I did, all I would do is just complain about Reapers. Boom.
Yeah, I was gonna say my go-to would be complain about Protoss or Reapers. Because it's not even just like our voice is literally different. Like the way we talk is so different.
Yeah, Scarlet pronounces her L's after vowels.
What? Yes, our accents are different too, Rifkin. Thank you. She's Canadian.
She's Canadian? None of your business. Hey, shout out to Cronus for the Twitch Prime sub. Welcome to the stream, friend. I don't know what's going on with today, man. It just feels like this has gone a little bit longer than your average Corsair Cup, but it feels really late. But it's not. Are you getting that too, or is that just me?
Don't ask me that question. It's really late.
Oh, what time is it for you?
7 in the morning.
That's early.
Depends on when my day started.
When did your day start?
3 p.m.
Then objectively, it's still not that late.
It's 14 hours later.
How far from your apartment, by the way, is the PC bong you're at? Like, is it a long walk home?
No, it's 5 minutes.
No, it's not so bad.
No, it's not. It's freezing cold, but at least all the food shops will be open when I go outside.
Yeah,
Just go to a
apparently.
food court.
That is actually something I genuinely miss about Korea. I've actually been eating pretty poorly since I got home. It was just, not that I ate a lot better in Korea, but it was really nice. You could just literally walk to the street and there's just like a smorgasbord of food everywhere. Like,
Yeah, he got corn dogs. Yep. I haven't seen those since we were on.
question for you, by the way. Sorry, we'll get the attack possibly commencing soon. I asked this question on Twitter the other day, but it was astounding to me how few people knew what the phrase was. I didn't even realize how much of an American term it was, but the phrase to 86 something. Mm-hmm. You know what that means, right?
Yeah.
So I love the way it sounds, and I was watching a movie from the 80s prior to this tweet, obviously, and I was like, man, that's such a good phrase. Like, why did that ever catch on? Why is that not more of a thing?
Same reason Moxie's not a thing. Just fades, man.
So, KeeN looking to end this game. 4 SCVs in the front line. They're going to be able to bunkers. They're going to be the classic BS moves before. This is like what we've seen in the past with this tank push, but this tank hits much harder. This is like 2 tanks in 1.
Yes, the tank is better, but the positioning is not as good. Like, Overgrowth is okay, especially because it has that one tricky spot to the north, which KeeN isn't using. But unlike Frozen Temple, it's not this super severe choke they have to go through. The tank isn't automatically sieging up your ramp while sieging up your Nexus. There's a lot of different things about it. Doesn't mean that people weren't doing this build back in the day. But
Yo, this DT was almost amazing.
Almost amazing.
Warp Prism counterattack while this goes on. So MaNa's going to get a DT over here as well. And KeeN actually doesn't have anything to defend this. He's going to be swapping around his starport and factory. But aside from that, the DT starts going to town on the SCVs. There's almost a scan ready. There we go.
Okay. Well, this does remind me of the old 1-1-1 situation where, you know, MaNa losing the Nexus still isn't technically game over, but it's not looking too hot.
If only that DT had blink, he could have blinked out of the scan range.
Clearly, if only.
He could have blinked out of that surround.
He could have blinked right into that Raven.
Just saying, MaNa's researching the wrong blink right now.
Yeah, it needs to have a little laser across it. Then it'll be a great piece of art.
The wrong kid died.
I'm still so upset. It's just a fucking laser through the blink.
Okay, I really like the Warp Prism picking up that DT though. Turret's gonna finish up this, so it's not gonna be with scans. MaNa, on the other hand, still has no way to really break what's going on at home. I think the worst part about this is the answer to the Liberator just isn't there. Oh, I don't know that KeeN actually saw that blink out, by the way. So MaNa does sneak across the map with all these stalkers. DT's still doing a little bit of damage and a little bit of harass, but those stalkers could possibly pick off the Raven, possibly help deal with the tank. I love this idea to turn this into a full frontal assault because he knows there's no way to break his own natural. There's more defense over here than there is at home.
Yeah, that's true. This is the best situation, I think. Just at worst, you just make the game more interesting, more interesting than just trying to break one position. Tank automatically goes down. Raven was even caught. The DT's more effective.
Micro out of MaNa's proven to be pretty sexy.
Get the Viking, get the Viking, get the Viking. He wants it.
He wants it. Get it, you dirty girl. Get it, get it, get in there.
He wants it, you dirty girl. Good one.
Seriously, they should get the Viking. Oh god. Goes to the medevac. Marine reinforcements aren't going to be that great. Well, pincered in, maybe. Blinks away. That Viking should have been picked up so long ago.
It's gone.
Okay, on one hand, like, yeah, maybe he should have had 20 more health on the War Prism, but on the other hand, maybe he should just killed the frickin' Viking, you know what I'm saying? This is still getting a little bit problematic, though. A lot of SCVs have bled out through this, and KeeN, he salvaged the bunkers, he brought back the defense. MaNa is picking off the tanks on the way out. I mean, he's trading out cost effectively, to say the least.
But I don't think he did enough. It's still 1 base versus 2. Well, no, wait. KeeN is 1 versus 2. SCVs carry the... I don't know. I still think MaNa's in the worst position.
How am I halfway between solar and in control?
It doesn't make any sense.
Like, the Scarlet thing doesn't make sense to me, but I can understand how someone else might see it, right? Like, they only know, oh, one girl in esports must be the one girl, right?
Yep.
I don't see the
Exactly.
in-control solar thing at all.
No, I don't either. I also don't really understand how people can relate voices unless the voice is very, like, unique, and then someone else also has that same unique voice. Like, I don't think I have that unique of a voice. Like, it's like a nice one, I suppose. But I don't think it'll be like, oh, I have my mom sounds exactly like you. It's blowing my mind. just
Nice self-compliment there.
that my voice is kind of nice. You would hope so, considering my job.
It's nice enough, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think it sounds super annoying on the phone, but
Everyone hates their own voice, man. Like,
it's true. And why is that? Like, I get why our voice sounds different, you know, from being on the phone to like what we hear in our ears. Like, I understand that part, but like, what is it about the phone voice that makes it so much worse?
I think it's because it feels fake. Like, it's not how you think you sound. So you're like,
Well,
that's
just-
not me. It's fake. It's a lie. I hate it. Like, it's not
If
real.
someone like played it back to me and I didn't know it was my voice, would I still be like, well, that woman sounds obnoxious?
I mean, probably because you do sound obnoxious.
I sound like a beautiful angel all the time.
Yeah, on opposite day, maybe.
Did you really just on opposite day? Is this 10 years old? Am I in 5th grade? Jesus Christ.
5th grade. What is that? A sophomore? America?
You're rubber and I'm glue.
Anything? You know, that logic made sense as a kid, but as you grow up, you realize like how much that doesn't work. Like,
Good.
all right, so MaNa's gonna have a hell of a defense to have. He kept the Immortal alive, which was big, but the barrier is still on cooldown, so it's gonna die pretty quick. Yeah, I said that weird. I don't know why. Get over it. The auto turret comes down. It's actually dealing a ton of damage. Well, the tank may have died to the Immortals, though. All the Marines are not enough to beat back the rest of the army, and man, MaNa manages to hold on to this.
Yes, he does. And he has a 3rd base on the way. It's done. Throw up the transfer in. This game is actually looking better and better for MaNa. I mean, I guess it started with his attack. You know, that was a really good attack, but I still thought that KeeN was going to take the better end of it as the game continued.
Yeah, if MaNa had tried to break his natural, I think there's like a 0% chance he won this game. I'm not saying he's won it just yet, but he's looking so much better here than he did at the start of this match. Time Warp's going to come down. It's not going to accomplish much. The Immortals are trying to pick up what they can. Stalkers trying to give chase, but there's not enough, and Blink's on cooldown. And a surprise floating factory meets him in the middle of the map.
Yeah. Surprise! It's overgrowth.
This third base is actually really, I'm starting to say things up. I was gonna say this third voice over here. This third base is actually a huge deal. KeeN can lift the command center, sure, but the fact is that MaNa's gonna be able to just warp in relentlessly with all this extra income, which will be really nice for him. He does need some fodder for those Immortals after all.
Yeah. I don't know. KeeN is getting dangerous territories with all this Doom dropping, but he does find MaNa out of position with the Stalkers. They blink into an already dropped bio.
Yeah, that's going to be a mistake. MaNa was heading across the map, and I think he was hoping that there'd be a little bit more time before he had to worry about this, but these Immortals aren't all firing. They're barely in range to shoot anything. Mistakes are being made, and this engagement's going to go so poorly for MaNa. Moving up the ramp is the wrong move, and he's going to lose out on everything.
Yep, that did it. That seemed to have done it.
Even if he were to kill all the SCVs on the other side of the map, he doesn't have the army. His production's getting compromised. This kills me because I loved all the moves MaNa did this game. But GG's,
GG.
Congratulations. KeeN will be your Corsair Cup champion for the end of November.
Good deal.
MaNa won that game on opposite day. I didn't think it was that funny, but your reaction was just like, are you serious? You're really gonna bring that up right now? Like it's some sort of like taboo thing we like shook our hands on, like we'd never bring it up again. Like, you promised me, Rifkin. We'd never
No, it's
talk
not you
about
promised
opposite
me. You
day.
promised society when you get into high school. You wouldn't use it anymore.
When you turned 20, you made a silent agreement that you wouldn't bring up opposite day.
Opposite day is sacred, only for children.
Well, Zombie Grub, I want to let you know that I think you're a piece of shit on opposite day.
I think. Oh.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching the Corsair Cup. I hope you enjoyed it today. Again, quick last shout out for Corsair before we go to this last break. Cyber Monday deals. Get it while it's hot. Chairs for Gaming also doing Cyber Monday deals. So if you live in Canada or the United States, get your DX Racer for cheap while you can. But we're going to a commercial break. I'll see you guys soon. All right, folks. Thanks for watching that last commercial break of the day. We're going to be casting the IEM qualifiers later tonight. So, excuse me. This isn't the last cast of the day. 1 a.m. Pacific will be back. In fact, I can tell you right now, if I go to Team Liquid Calendar, how many hours from now that is. Let's do math and stuff. 10.5 hours. 10.5 hours. We'll be back with a little bit more StarCraft. So hopefully you guys will join us once again for that. Zombie Grub is in Korea. I'm back home in Canada. We'll be casting pretty much like this for the next month or so. But when is it you're back again? December, close to
20th.
Christmas?
22nd.
20th? So back home around then. So hopefully you guys will get to see some cool stuff out of content-wise. Maybe she'll make, tweet some pictures of this. What was it? The bitch or what was the thing you were talking about before?
Spicy bitch.
Spicy bitch. Some other fun Koreanisms. Make sure to follow the channel if you guys haven't. Of course, come back for all the good StarCraft stuff we keep doing. Zombie Grub, if folks want to find out more about you, where can they go? What can they do?
You can find me on Twitter at ZG Gaming and on YouTube it's Zombie Grub.
Of course, we have BaseTradeTV's YouTube, youtube.com/BaseTradeTV. Make sure you guys subscribe there so you can get all the VODs that you may miss. And I think that pretty much wraps it up. Quick shout outs to our sponsors, G2A, Chairs for Gaming, Corsair, and of course, Yord. But we're gonna take off. So thanks again for watching, everybody. And I don't know who we're gonna host, but give them some love. And we'll see you later tonight. Goodbye.
Hey.